You are watching
How is
Xirtus.
it possible that a president with extreme supervision, his entire life, his medical treatments all the time, has terminal prostate cancer at like stage 8 or something like that without anybody knowing?
Stage 4. There's only 4 stages to prostate cancer, but yeah.
That's what they tell you, but there's classified 4 more stages. No, I'm just kidding. But
Okay.
it
Okay.
seems like there's kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird
Yeah.
that this whole thing, the surprise terminal cancer thing, feels like some QAnon shit. Am
I
I
think
wrong?
it's
Like, what do you?
no, it's like it is our own cognitive test. So like we're kind of being cognitively tested like as a society over this because it's like we all these it piles up and it's like they really do themselves a disservice by denying what everyone can see. And so like it's like so there's a lot of factors here. I remember like I had to be reminded like he said that he had cancer, like he said it, and it was one of those things where it was a couple years ago. It was one of those things where we were like, oh, that was just one of his weird, like things just come out of his mouth or whatever, and it was like discounted. But he, do you know what I'm talking about? Like he said it into a mic at one point where he was like, me and other people who have cancer, something along those lines, and it was just like very very stated matter of factly. So like I think he knew, and his doctor says that it was known, potentially even like prior to him even running in the first place, like for his first run that he had cancer, and so it wasn't terminal
And
enough.
why are we only hearing about it now? That's the other
Well,
thing. I
for the
mean,
same
like,
reason that we didn't hear about a lot of things, and it's like
okay, then why
until
are we hearing
we're
about it
only
right
going to
now?
hear about it when it gets to that point. That and also for them to finally say it isn't the with the her interview. It's just the timing of that is just freaking. It couldn't. It's so can. It's like okay, so now we have the interview, so we can listen to it directly of what they were talking about. And the big thing isn't about Biden, it's about all the people covering it up, right? So when people are trying to say you got to be sensitive to Biden, it's like, well, yeah, it's a terrible thing. Cancer's terrible. Nobody likes cancer. I don't, but we've been. It's so people wishing death upon Trump, and then all of a sudden, Biden. It's like a test of everybody. Like, how are you going to respond to this? But yeah, I think it's a cognitive test for us, honestly.
And so why? Okay, so that's why we didn't hear about it before. But why are they bringing it up now? Like, what is
Yeah.
the reason that today or yesterday they're bringing it up?
Because Jake Tapper's releasing his book right now, and we now everybody can listen to the her interview and hear how he actually sounded when all these people were saying sharp as attack. So it was immediately afterwards. Like the interview came out, the recordings came out. We can all hear what his state was when all these people were saying he was sharp as attack. And so now they it's a PR move to get to offset in all likelihood. To
They're gonna,
offset any criticism.
doesn't it? It seems like maybe they're gearing up to kill him, right? Like that this is just the beginning of like getting
That's
him
what I
out
mean.
of
It feels like a
picture.
QAnon thing. It
But
feels
he
like
might be
it's
already
a
dead
secret.
if
It's like
it's
a public.
QAnon.
It's like a secret public execution thing. Because QAnon, the whole idea that they're killing people that they tell you, but they're you. It's like you're seeing the magic trick. Like there's some people that are watching the magician that are like, oh wow, he practices magic, but the magician's also watching the audience, and they're seeing which ones are aware of how the trick works. And so for normal people, it's like, oh, gee, goodbye, Mr. President. But for the like the synchro mystic syncretists, what we're talking about, it's like a warning to us or something. It's a nod and a favor to the people that want him dead, but it's also like a warning, like how easily manipulable the plebeians are. That you could literally just kill somebody publicly and they wouldn't know.
Yeah, maybe on Times Square at Times Square. Sorry, Fifth Avenue. What did he say? Sorry. There's the Trump quote where he said I could kill somebody on Fifth Avenue and whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that I'm not like that. I haven't set myself up that I have to defend any of these people. Like I don't have to defend Trump. I definitely don't have to defend Biden. I like I will speak to when I see bullshit. So if I see something that's an outright lie, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's Republican or Democrat. If I see the lie, I'll call it out. And I'm glad that I can be in that position and not in the position where I have to defend every little thing from any of these people, Like Yeah, I don't know how relevant that is to this conversation, but it popped in my head, so I'm saying it.
Well, I mean, like the basic QAnon thesis is kind of like, isn't it, that it's all a movie and they're
Although that
all
rolls off
actors
the tongue,
playing
doesn't
parts.
it? Because I mean, I guess Q was on. I'm sorry, excuse my ignorance, but 8chan, right? So it was a profile on 8chan, and we don't know who it was, so it's anonymous. So I guess that's why we can say Q anon. But like, also, did you see that stupid anonymous video that came out recently, talking about Israel and stuff? Like, dude, anonymous, like, what is anonymous at the, like, anonymous could be anybody that posts a video wearing a guy faux mask. Like, I don't know what that even means anymore. You're like, oh, that's the organization, and oh, the organization anonymous, really? Like, what is that even? It's meaningless, you know.
There
So,
seems to be
I mean, I guess
feds.
something's coming from the official Q account, that's Q, right? We can at least say that.
Yeah,
But when
because they have like a trip code or some sort of security. I don't understand how it works, but
I guess the argument is this the general consensus that we know who QAnon was because it's probably the guy who ran 8chan? Is that correct?
no, I mean, that's the popular kind of going dismissal of it that was put forward by that documentary that was put out by HBO and seemed
Oh,
like a very limited hangout sort of deal.
oh, I don't know about that.
So I don't think that it's ever been fully explained.
Okay.
But with the timing and everything, I mean, I've always felt that it's certainly more legit than just some dude on some weird freak on a
I
message
mean, I don't
board.
know if that discounts it at
Military.
all, honestly. Like, if he's in the know, he's in the know, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he might be the top layer of it or whatever, the front.
right.
But it's funny, like the guy that made that documentary, a year later he comes out and making a documentary about the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto.
Oh,
So
really?
these are the two big like online anonymous entities, and he's like the guy that's been tasked with trying to explain them away.
Do you know about that guy? I forget his name, but there's a guy who wrote a book that was like a huge bestseller about the cult on the right. So he talks about the MAGA cult, and it was like, and all these people got really into it. And the guy makes some strong arguments about the cult on the right. But like years later, more recently, he like not like another published book, but just on Twitter and elsewhere, I guess, he would make statements about what he perceived as blind spots on the left and referred to, here are the aspects that I see of cult-like mentality on the left. And people lost their freaking minds about it. And it really, like, it kind of proved his point too. You could really see the epitome of the cult on the left by this guy. Like, how dare you say that we could exude those same principal dynamics that you've been describing on the right? That's outrageous. And you could just see, whoa, shit, you really are a cult. Like, you know what I mean?
They abound. Everybody is in their own little cult these days.